Hi friends, and welcome to StarsTree, where we break free from work addiction. In this video, we discuss whether too much impulse control can contribute to workaholism, or put in other words, is work addiction a compulsive impulse control? I'd like to start with my doll-in-the-box story. When I was a child around the first grade, a good friend of mine got a cool and groovy Barbie doll. This Barbie wore shiny pants and a jacket and had glittery strings in her hair. I liked the doll so much that my mother decided to buy me one of my own. But for a very long time, I kept it in its box, looking at it and enjoying it from the outside. I think I really enjoyed that moment of opening the box, and I was saving it for later, savoring the feeling that I have an unboxing ahead of me. Another example of a similar situation is the Ferrero Rocher story. Back when I was working at a law firm, colleagues would occasionally bring treats such as chocolates to the office, and each of us would take one. Well, back then, I really loved sweets. I would tend to keep that Ferrero Rocher on my desk in order to enjoy it later. And it would drive my friend, that was my office buddy, crazy. I think he couldn't understand how I could resist eating the chocolate right away. But for me, merely the knowledge that I have a treat for later was generating pleasure by itself. These are two real-life examples of impulse control, which is delaying gratification for the sake of longer-term goals. It is a part of a group of behaviors that form executive function, which was found to be a better predictor of academic success than IQ. Executive function also involves planning, foresight, problem-solving, and goal settings. According to research, the more practice a child has in delaying gratification, the more control it can exert over behavior. I saw online on WebMD actually an article indicating that poor impulse control may be associated with gambling and substance abuse. So, okay, we understand impulse control is important, but to what extent? Other important and essential elements of life are sleep, play, eating healthfully, exercising, or self-care in general, spending time with friends and family. All are, we can say, gratifying activities. If we too extremely delay gratification, we can hurt ourselves and literally miss out on our lives. I think there could be definitely too much impulse control. If we exert impulse control when it is not beneficial for us, we are, as a result, going to experience less gratification throughout our lives. And since we live only once, we waste our lives. While poor impulse control might be more obvious and common problem, I think we need to be aware of too much impulse control, the possibility of building stamina of impulse control, and up to even a habit or addiction to impulse control. I would like to suggest that impulse control could be one of the enablers of overwork or working so hard even when this makes us unhappy. After all, impulse control is a skill that allows us to delay enjoyment, to substitute our focus on joy with focus on other goals or needs that our environment teaches us are critical. So, how can overly sharpened impulse control skill contribute to workaholism? Yes, we know good hard work can generate lots of good things, such as praise and appreciation, promotion and salary increase, meaning and contribution feeling. But what kind of gratification is produced by the type of overwork that is workaholic in nature? I could think of two. Let me know if you have more in the comments section down below. 1. You earn your rest, which is in a way making it sweeter. I'm talking about this good feeling at the end of a long workday, that you know you have done the absolute best you could, that you worked up to exhaustion. When you finally get to watch some TV before bed and then go to sleep, you feel that you have earned that rest. Over time for me, I feel like I could actually stop working for the day only when I couldn't see clearly anymore. I was that exhausted. 2. As we build stamina of impulse control, delaying gratification produces gratification by itself. By practicing delayed gratification or impulse control throughout our lives, we learned that it is rewarding in some different ways. Our brains are wired to develop that skill. I think that over time, with practice, those of us that have very strong or too strong impulse control get in a way addicted to impulse control itself. Addicted to that feeling that you are working or sacrificing in order to earn something. As if the more you sacrifice, the bigger the reward you'll get. I think this is an unconscious process. I don't think I was aware of it at the time. But in hindsight, it does feel like it was there. You have gotten used to that cause and effect process of hard work resulting in praise or promotion or contribution feeling, that over time, that hard work by itself generates the good feeling just by anticipating it, even if the desired result eventually never comes. Personally, this feeling that all the good is still ahead of me is very appealing to me, as if delaying joy is like saving money in the bank, as if keeping joy for later would allow me to enjoy it later with an interest. Just like if you save enough money, you can buy your dream house instead of going on a holiday, for example. It's as if I think that if I delay the fun, it will accumulate for later and would wait for me. Today, I'm much more aware and balanced. But in the past, delaying gratification was so imprinted in me that during certain periods, you can say that unconsciously, it became the goal itself. So where is the balance? Impulse control might be something that many of us need to improve, but perhaps some of us, workaholics specifically, need to suppress it a little or a lot. Delaying gratification seems good to me as long as it is still allowing gratification and not canceling it altogether. Impulse control is too extreme when it takes over our ability to judge what is essential to our lives, when it doesn't permit the pleasures that are our bare necessities like sleep, joy, play, self-care, family, and friends. We need to understand that life doesn't wait for us. Life keeps on moving. And if we delay our joy, we might not have time to enjoy. Joy is a basic need of ours. Yes, we need to be responsible and take care that we earn enough for a reasonable living. But we have to make sure that we work to live and don't live to work. Don't let your life slip through your fingers. I think that even though impulse control can be a contributor to workaholism, it can also be harnessed to take back control of your life and step on the path to breaking free. It is a matter of becoming aware of the problem and being willing to work on it. The key is to channel your work stamina into the essential direction. So, if at the beginning of my work journey I learned or felt that for different reasons, such as money contribution to society, appreciation and prestige, work is more important than other components of life, like sleep, self-care, friends and family. And I used my polished impulse control to keep working while delaying all of these much gratifying activities. Then once I realized about 15 years later that I had a problem with work addiction and that it was very harmful to my life, I had to use my impulse control to take a step back from work. I used it to resist my inner drive to work so hard and utilized it to change my mind and my life. I want you to know that you are worthy of rest and self-care from the get-go. There is a critical difference between the fact that we all need to earn a responsible living and the fact that we all are worthy to get our basic needs such as rest, sleep, healthy food, time for ourselves and friends and family met. We work to contribute, to be a part of something and earn money. We don't work to earn the right to feel comfortable with caring for ourselves. Life is not meant to be a struggle. If you can relate to what we discussed here, try using your out-of-control impulse control to recover from your work addiction. To do that, it's essential to learn how dangerous work addiction is for us. So I link some videos for you down below, or you can simply come visit me at StarsTree.com, where we break free from work addiction. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.